I mean guys, when you're here in Brisbane, you can find yourself with a nice beautiful view such as this. I promise you guys that this is never a fluke. I did summon the habits to actually live my life. I do actually have a better opinion when I am better than yesterday. You have to realize that in order for you to find something as beautiful as this, you can find these beautiful buildings over here. You can see Brisbane is all over the place. You can see Brisbane here. You can see the tower over here. You can understand that the Ferris wheel is over here. You can see the Ferris wheel of Brisbane. I mean guys, see what's going on the bridge over here. You just have to realize that it's about traveling, guys. It's about, you have to understand, it's about traveling, and those who never travel never get to experience this. I hope that you get my flow over here. I need you guys to understand that no matter what happens in life, that you be a person who's satisfied. I make sure no matter what in my daily life that I can go out and see the world all the time. I make sure no matter what that I can always vibe with myself and do motivational videos on the go. I realize there are idiots on the go over here. I realize no matter what that you see, that it's just about having fun. I mean, have fun and just grow from it. You have to understand that I never just have fun. I make sure I grow from the surroundings I have around in my life. You have to understand it's about traveling. You have to understand it's about personal growth. You have to understand it's about personal freedom. You have to understand no matter what happens, you have to be careful about your selfie stick. And when you're on the go, doing travel photos, I mean, have a motivational seminar video where you can show yourself and where you are in the world, so you can really emphasize a better life for yourself, because it's much better for yourself to have something worth noting where you can find yourself attracting the best kind of lifestyle in the world when you're traveling on your own, because nobody else is going to travel with you. You have to understand. You have to understand that it's only you in life. You have to understand it's only where you're going. You have to understand where you're going is the Jesus road. You have to understand that Jesus will come here for free. You understand? I promise you guys, no matter what, I promise you that you go have a wonderful life, because it's worth it. I promise you it's worth to experience a new lifestyle for yourself, and it's worth it to have a video recording of where you are all the time. And when you're traveling and doing travel, I promise you, when you're doing travel videos on the go, I hope that you remember to go and inspire people while you're at it. I'll just say guys that no matter what in life, I find myself sometimes struggling, and you have to understand that it's never really a struggle when you're letting go. You have to understand that I never really struggle anymore, because I learned to let go. I mean, I learned to let go of the tension in my body, and I just let go. You understand? I mean, when I cannot do something, I let go of the pressure. I mean, I just give myself a bit of time. I give myself a bit of time to reconnect with myself, so that I can just let go of the tension, because when you're too stressed out, you're really tense. You understand? You're really tense. I used to struggle so much because I was really tense. I never let go of my emotions. I mean, I never let my emotions just flow. You have to understand that when you're doing something that's really not according to what's good for you, you realize that you're scared to let go. You have to understand that you never be scared to let go. You just stay away from anything that's very bad for you in terms of toxins and poisons. I promise you that many people are smoking a pot. I promise you many people are smoking a pipe. I promise you many people are smoking joints and cigarettes. You understand? I promise you that it may be plants. I promise you that it's no good. You understand? I promise you that you go eat something that's much better in terms of plant food, that is vegetables. You have to understand that only those people who let go in life are able to experience something magnificent, because guys, it's about really living life. It's about, I realize it's about, let's make something happen. You have to understand that in life you have to make something happen, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to realize that it's about really progressing forward. You have to understand when people are watching you also, you let go and you enjoy the attention, because attractive people love to be exposed. You have to understand that with my Mega Drive and everything I do in life, I expose myself fully. I've got nothing to hide. I realize that I'm more attractive because of it. You have to understand the whole foundation of my self-education is when I go inside my Mega Drive, you have to understand that it's all about self-education. I mean, even my photos and travel photos is about self-education, because guess what? What will you do when you go and travel the world? You have to go and take photos. You have to go enjoy. You have to go see the sights. You have to show yourself that you're in video where it's Brisbane, Australia, and you have to see the background with yourself motivating, because that's what entrepreneurs do. You have to understand that those people who are positive and growing and doing something amazing and even showing the scenarios of life. I mean, you have to understand that you need to be beautiful. You need to be a person who's really recollecting everything there is in life. You have to be a person who's really, you're never paying attention to other people. You're really focused on yourself in a way that you understand what life is. You understand that it's a much beautiful world when you can really live life. I mean, now since I let go, I was scared to really do some motivational videos for myself because I thought I was only going to do how-to videos because I have a nice beautiful setting where there's no people around me and there's no distractions, and also because of the wind and everything blowing inside of my video camera. I promise you that I only have a video camera that's only a Samsung now. I have no more iPhone. I realize no matter what, I do have an Apple Watch. I need you to understand that no matter what, that you go and track your health every single day. I need you to track every single day something that's really going to help you. I need you to let go in the moment and do your videos and do podcasting on the go and do everything that's going to show the area of where you are in life. I promise you that I've stopped my motivational videos before for about 2-3 months because I was focusing on something else, guys. I realized that I'll keep it up. I'll keep doing my motivational videos on the go. I realized that when I do my travel photos, I can also do my motivational videos. I realized that it works out. I realized that it works out showing my face on camera. I realized that I have developed in my persona, I have developed in my credibility and in my mindset and who I am and in who I am. You have to realize and in who I am, because no matter what, you need to start your sentences with I and you all the time. You can never be starting sentences on any other word except for I and you. I now will say that no matter what, you realize that you have a better potential in you to go around the world and to really enjoy yourself. I mean, I can walk now. I can walk and go to my destination. I mean, I can just walk and show you the scenery. I can really gather up to let go and let God. You understand? I'm just letting go of my emotions. I'm enjoying life. I realize that some kids just driving a scooter around me and causing a nonsense. I mean, you have to understand that it's just a nice, beautiful way to say that there's life around you. You have to understand that you just need to be a person who is just fixated on a better way. You have to realize that those people who are really, really foundational in what they're saying and growing at the same time, you have to realize that it's about letting go. I realize that letting go on the go is something far incredible. I mean, now in Brisbane, I realize there is no wind. I mean, I realize it takes that little push for you to just say, I will now just let go and I will let God. I mean, I still have a beautiful scenery here. I still have a beautiful scenery in my life. You have to understand that it's about being beautiful. You have to understand it's about having a beautiful scenery in your life. You have to understand that it's about doing something credible that's really going to help you. You understand? You have to understand that those people who can travel are people who are far more developed than those people who cannot. You understand? I mean, what are you going to do on the go when you have no habits to support you to keep traveling? I mean, you're going to go broke in terms of your life. I mean, you never go broke anyway. You just have to realize that you just go, and on the go, you learn and grow. I mean, I left Sydney because I prepared for it. I mean, I prepared 2 years in advance to be able to travel. I never knew that I was going to travel. I just traveled now because it's much more worth it for me. I realize it's much more worth it for me to have a beautiful life for myself because it's worth it. You have to be able to be a person who can do that. You have to be a person who can travel on your go and your time to realize that you are more important than anybody else. And you have to realize that when you're traveling and showing beautiful videos of yourself on the go, you're going to do something positive. You're going to be positive, you understand? I mean, those people who have a nice, beautiful passion to do this for free and to give knowledge while they're at it, I promise you they can go a long way in inspiring people in motivational videos and also in life skills and life coaching. I realize that no matter what, on the go, you're going to learn a lot about how life is. I realize that people can be watching you. It never really matters. You have to understand it never really matters what people think about you. You have to understand it's really about where are you going in life and what are you doing today that's really going to interest you. You have to understand that in order for me to be able to do whatever I do right now, and in order for me to be able to do what I do right now, is because I chose to live a certain way that's going to help me in Jesus Christ's name. You understand? I live a certain way that says I must live this way so that I could be better than everybody else. I mean, some people listen, some people don't. I don't know why those people don't listen. I realize it's more because they are ignorant and never listen to Jesus either. I'm not calling myself Jesus. I realize that I am in Jesus' name though. I realize no matter what, I'm more like Jesus every single day. You have to understand that those people who I realize that those people who coach, I realize that those people who do something productive, I realize they're the people that you have to surround yourself with. I realize they're the people you really need to do something with. You can do a nice, beautiful motivational video on the go with yourself, and you can really learn as you go. It's a beautiful world. You have to understand that it's very inspiring when you're really on camera and doing something productive that's really going to coach someone when it's going to coach someone to do something. You have to understand that those people who grab inspiration from the world are really the people who are looking inward rather than outward. Nobody out there is going to teach you anything. When you see something in the world, what you can do is you can grab inspiration from yourself to go and teach what you would do in that situation. You understand? That's the only happiness there is. That's the only way that you can really prosper. That's the only way that you can grow. I hope that you understand, guys, that in this video you will learn so much in terms of life, and you will also learn so much in my Mega Drive all together, as it's all one big video in my documentary of my life. You have to understand, I'm here in Brisbane because I can travel, guys. I have the habits. I realize that I have the results. I realize that when you believe in results, guys, you can always be able to improve yourself. It's really about looking at people who are more successful than you, and then really finding the inspiration you need to go and do it for yourself. You have to understand it's more about letting go and letting God. You have to understand it's more about go and do something inspirational. Go and do something that's really going to help you move forward. I'm here at the museum in Queensland, and you need to realize that to be able to really prosper and grow and become more abundant, you have to be a person who's really satisfied with your life, although you need to start growing ASAP. You have to understand it's more about growth than being satisfied. You have to understand it's more about being disciplined to become a better person than it is to let go and do nothing. When you let go, you need to do something. You understand? You let go though. You have to understand it's important to let go. I just need you to realize that it's more important that you do something productive in their life that's really going to help you. You have to understand that those people who never believe in a better way, I promise you that they never find a better way. You have to understand that it's really, you need to go and rule yourself to do something that's really going to help you to memorize this life of yours. It's about your life, you understand? It's about, you need to grow. I promise you nobody else is going to grow you. I promise you nobody else is going to do anything for you. I promise you that nobody's going to walk to the shop for you. You have to go walk the shop with your own steps. You have to go take the own steps. When you're walking with Jesus, nobody's going to walk with Jesus for you. You understand? Jesus would say that you walk with me and you have faith in me to better your life. You understand? I walk with Jesus every single day because I grow. I've learned how to grow. I've learned how to do everything. When I see smokers in my life, I realize that they're toxic smoke and they're poisons, and the world's poisons in terms of what's happening with the petrol and the exhaust pipe. Some countries in the world are very polluted. You must never let that get to you. You must never let that stop you from going there. You have to understand that no matter what, you go and see life. I never need you to be irritated about I never need you to be irritated about exhaust pipes. I never need you to be irritated about cigarette smoke and people who are drug addicts and people who are fat and people who are eating processed food and killing non-human animals and also drinking alcohol and doing something negative. I never need you to be irritated about what people are doing. I need you to coach people about what they're doing so that you can teach them how to do better. Otherwise, you can understand that most people in life are doing something for nothing. It's really that 1% of the world is doing something for nothing and 99% of the world is doing nothing at all. You need to realize that it's more about go and grab inspiration in their life I mean, go and visit countries. You need to do that. You need to do that. I mean, no one's going to help you. I mean, nobody's going to help you. You have to help yourself. You need to find the inspiration. You need to find the ideas. You need to find the encouragement. And people who are doing it now, you need to follow those people. You have to realize that you have Jesus as well. I mean, Jesus is everywhere. You have to understand, without Jesus, there is no vehicles. I promise you, there is no technology. You have to understand that Jesus came into this life to help us. You have to understand that Jesus is our Lord and Savior. I need you to understand that without Jesus, who is the light and the truth of life, you have to read about Jesus to really understand Jesus. You have to understand that I may be speaking this way because I've learned some information, although I can never explain the same thing twice. You have to understand that you have to revisit my past videos so you can really understand what's going on. I realize that many people look at me as I travel and do everything. I realize that I walk Jesus' path every single day. I need you to understand that Jesus is just growth. I mean, traveling and seeing the world is beautiful. I realize that it's much more inspirational for me to do so. I realize I can do everything when I walk and travel and let go. I mean, I never have to chase a woman because I've learned that Jesus will never chase a woman. So I was focusing on other people and how they will promise you, I was focusing on other people and how they were going into a nightclub to chase women and have sex in one night stand and kiss women, and they were chasing pleasure. I promise you that Jesus was never that person. I promise you that Jesus was always just doing something around teaching. I promise you that he may have been sleeping in someone's house. I promise you that he was teaching you all along about the Bible and writing the Bible. I mean, you have to understand that Jesus was with the disciples all the time in their houses. You understand? I mean, you would wonder why Jesus had disciples, because without disciples, Jesus would not be able to do his work. You understand? I mean, without people, Jesus would never be able to exist in people's lives. You understand? You have to understand that Jesus had no need for us in life. I promise you that Jesus was happier either way. I need you to understand though that more is always better, and that I realize that you only believe in Jesus Christ. I promise you that without people, I promise you that Jesus will never come here. I promise you that Jesus will still live in eternity and all of us will rot in hell. You have to understand that Jesus loves for us to really, really endeavor in traveling. I mean, Jesus would say, I need you to go and travel. I need you to go and do it for free. I need you to better yourself. I need you to start teaching. I mean, I'm doing that now. I do it every single day. I do it so that I can help myself succeed in life. I realize that nobody else is going to do the work for you. You have to realize that when you're a person really foundationally what you're doing, you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to do something. You're going to find a way to live a better life. You have to understand that it's about really, you look around the scenery, what's going on. You have to understand that when you're curious about life, you're letting go. I promise you that when you're more open-minded and more interested in asking more questions, you're letting go and you're letting God. You understand? I promise you that even when you're looking at people, you have to let go. I mean, have no tension. You have to understand that most people will look at someone and I promise you they will say, why are you looking at me? I mean, they're starting trouble. You have to understand that I promise you they come up to you to really threaten you about why you're looking at them. I promise you that you have eyes to look at them, so you have all the right in the world to go and live your life. I need you to do that. I need you to realize that you're far more than who you are now. I need you to realize that you can do anything I can. I promise you can do anything that anybody can. You just need to realize that there is a better way. You have to realize that there is always a more graceful way to do anything. You have to realize there's always a better way that you can do your life. I realized that I was never going to do this motivational video today. I realized that I may as well, because I'm traveling and I realize I miss it. I mean, I miss growing while I see the world. I realize it's much more different. I realize that instead of being compact and inside of my accommodation to do how-to videos, I mean, I learned something along the way. With that, I realize that now it's much more better for me to even do them on the go as well. I realize that I can show you something along the way and along the lines. I realize that it's much beautiful to see how everything is transpiring in my life. I realize that no matter what, you can also make your life greater I realize you can make your life greater when you're listening to more ideas. I realize how much I've developed over time, because in my previous motivational video, which was 3 months ago, you'll probably notice a difference. I promise you, no matter what, that I've been doing how-to videos instead. I promise you, I went from 100 videos in Perth, which was 3 months ago. I have 170 now. I mean, I have 162 videos. I just did 62 videos. I mean, I did 62 hours. I mean, you have to understand, I did more than that. I realized that each and every single video, I promise you, each and every single video and every single step of the way, that the more video and content you produce, I promise you, the more you're going to be noticed, and the more you're going to give, and the more you're going to receive, and the more of a life you're going to live. You have to understand that you miss out on nothing by giving some ideas. I get to even taste, I get to touch something while I really speak on camera. I get to feel something, I get to see something beautiful. You have to understand that this is one of those nets where you can catch the fish. You have to understand that you just go and see what life has to bring you. You have to understand, over here is the gallery of modern art in Brisbane, Australia. I'm at the front store over here. I mean, you have to understand that I'm really over here in life. I'm really evolving to live a better life for myself. I'm really doing something to just go and inspire myself to grow. I realize it's all about, let's grow together. You have to understand that Jesus was all about that. You have to understand that Jesus is all about, let's prosper and let's grow and let's walk together. You understand? I need you guys to walk as one. I need you guys to really help your countries to succeed. I promise you, no matter what, that the Bible is written. You can also study the Bible, you can see the Bible, you can talk like Jesus also. You can realize no matter what happens, that you can be something more in life, because there's always something more to do. You have to realize that those people who believe in a higher power, you need to see Jesus in that. You need to find out Jesus' habits, you need to find out something to recognize, you need to find inspiration in what you're doing. I promise you that there are many people out there who are just fooling around and doing nothing. I mean, they're acting stupid. I mean, you have to understand that you need to go and make a passion for yourself and do something that's really going to grow you. I mean, never just be an entertainer. I mean, you need to be a person who's really growing and never just entertaining. You have to understand that for me, this is entertainment. I mean, this is life. You have to understand that some people will look at comedy as life. I mean, you have to understand that Jesus was more a funny person in terms of growing. You have to understand that sometimes entertainment will never grow you. You have to understand that comedy also may give you some ideas. I promise you, although that it's more for entertainment and more for just for nothing. You understand? You have to understand that you need to go and do something. You need to go and do something that's really going to be beneficial in your life. You need to realize that most people will never give you an opportunity in life. You have to go and create it yourself. You have to go and do something productive. You have to go and study business. You have to go and study entrepreneurship. You need to realize that you need to be someone who's really, really positive. You need to realize it's really about going really emphasize with people. I need you to go and teach with people. I need you to go and find something to do. You have to realize it's more about motivation than anything in life. I promise you that when you have kids, you need to motivate them. You understand? You have to motivate kids. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. You have to understand that no matter what, I hope that you're never that Aboriginal woman who's drinking and doing drugs in front of her kids. You understand? I don't know. I will say though that most Aboriginals and people do that. You understand? I will say that most of the planet does that. I mean, all nationalities. You have to understand. You be the person who's 1% of the world who's teaching your kids to grow. You understand? I mean, I labelled an Aboriginal woman because I've seen one. You understand? I mean, I just named all of them. You understand? I named all of them in terms of the 99% of the world who does that. I mean, they drink alcohol in front of their kids. I mean, they're doing drugs in front of their kids. I promise you that it's never healthy to do so. I promise you that you go and really live life in a way that's really going to help you, and so that you're really never afraid to do videos on camera. I promise you that you never even do anything to be upset in life. I promise you that when you're upset, you're sad and you're in sympathy and you're in sorrow and you're showing remorse. I promise you, I never need you to show remorse. I mean, remorse means that you are guilty. You have to understand that when you're I promise you that when you're remorseful, you're a person really growing in life. I need you to realize that you show no remorse in life. And you should understand that remorse is really sympathy. And you should understand that remorse is really sadness. I promise you the remorse, and when you show remorse, I promise you you're showing sympathy. I promise you you're showing negativity. I promise you you're showing mercy. You understand? I need you to show no mercy in life. I need you to understand what no mercy means. I need you to understand it's more empathetic feelings. I need you to understand that people who are showing no remorse in life are really the people who are studying a better way and are doing something better. I mean, you never be scared to go and live your life. You have to make sure that you go get yourself the technology that you need to go and do your videos on the go. I mean, if cars are bothering you and wind is bothering your camera and video camera, you go and grab yourself a microphone that is really going to help you to do your video where no wind is going to disrupt your video and when there are no cars either. I promise you although that when you never let cars disturb you and when you never let people disturb you to do your videos, I promise you can do it anywhere. I mean, you can be walking, you can be doing your videos on the fly, you can be doing your videos anywhere. You can just enjoy. You understand? I mean, you can go and see that nice beautiful building up here. You can see that life is worth to see. You can see behind me, you can see that there is nice beautiful accommodation, and you can find out that no matter what you're doing, you can just travel. I mean, you never let cars get to you. You never let people get to you. You never let birds and animals and non-human animals in the world and its poisons get to you. You have to understand when something gets to you, you've really become resentful. I promise you that you become negative. I promise you that you're starting to cause drama. I promise you that you're starting to lose. I never need you to lose. I need you to be someone who's inspiring. I need you to be someone who's worth it. I need you to be worth it in life. I need you to be someone who's willing to go and lead people. I mean, you have to understand, you need to step up. I promise you, when you step up, you have the life you need. I mean, what have you got to lose? I promise you, I get to see life. I get to see what's going on all the time. I mean, no matter what happens, you have to understand that you go and live your life to the best of your ability, because that's what motivation is about. You have to understand that when you're doing health, such as this guy, you would understand that no matter what, that Jesus will do that too. You have to understand that you go and give people a promotion. You go and give people a solution in life. You give people something to remember about you. I realize I'm walking Brisbane right here. I'm just having fun. I just love life. Why? Because you have to understand I deserve it. I deserve the life I have because I do the content I provide. I realize that teaching is everything. I realize that teaching is all the happiness in the world. I promise you, I wrote a quote just earlier. I realized that without teaching, you'll never be happy. I promise you, without teaching, there is no growing. I promise you that you can read all the books in the world and never be happy. I promise you that when you start teaching something, you will be happier. I promise you that you will start doing something. I promise you when something irritates you, you need to let go of it. I don't know what it is. I promise you it may be cigarettes. I promise you it may be your kids who are disturbing your sleep. I promise you when you're getting disturbed, I promise you that's the moment to let go. I mean, let go of the resentment. I mean, forgive them. I mean, let's just, you need to jump up. You need to let go. I mean, let's just become better through forgiveness. You have to understand that throughout life, you're going to find something to do. You're going to find something better. You can realize that no matter what, you're always going to find a better way and solution when you're growing and doing something productive. You're always going to find something that's really going to help you. You're always going to find something that's actually more productive for you in life to think about. I realize that the only thinking there is in life is letting go. You have to understand that you use your emotions more than your mind. You have to understand it's never about chasing anybody. You have to understand it's never about chasing women. You have to understand that women are the chasers. I mean, when you see a pack of 4 women, I promise you that they will never chase you. You have to understand that no matter what, they will just walk away. You have to understand that when you just met women on the bridge and there are 4 of them, I promise you they're never going to approach you unless you're doing something that's really going to interest them. I promise you no matter what, you just go be interesting, I promise you that woman will chase you. You understand? I have women now who are chasing me. I promise you, no matter what, that I have at the moment a better life than yesterday. I also have women chasing me because I'm always interested in myself. You have to understand that when marriage comes, you have to understand that it's really, really, you need to scare the woman off. I mean, you have to scare her off in a way that you're really a smart ass and you say, will you marry me at first sight? I mean, no matter what, if she runs away, I promise you that she's never meant for you. You have to understand that. You have to understand no matter what, that you never be scared to ask a question. I promise you that those women who run away because you asked her a question, you have to understand that she's never your woman in the first place. I promise you that questions is the foundation of life. I promise you that when she never gets it, I promise you that you go your own way. I promise you no matter what, I have that sense of humor where a woman will chase me and like me because of something interesting I did. I inspire her, everything. I promise you everything. I also then go into her Instagram and I say, will you marry me? I have to marry you legit right now. Would you? I see, I have that funny persona. I realize that she runs away. I realize no matter what, I get something better because I'm growing anyway. I'm doing something of accordance that's really going to help me to succeed and grow. And also, since I do branding photos, I found something beautiful over here. You can see that I have a nice beautiful photo shoot over here. I mean, I'll stop this video now. I will do a nice beautiful setting over here where I can do a nice beautiful photo shoot because that is the joys of life. I mean, I just found the goose who laid the golden eggs. I mean, somebody just did this beautiful masterpiece where I can go and take a photo and brand myself right now and really, really start doing something productive. I mean, you can see how beautiful this is. You can see how fascinating. You will understand that you will always find something when you're more interested in life. No matter what, will continue this video in the next section. I need you guys to understand though that no matter what happens when you're traveling the road, that you just take your time with everything. I promise you that you may listen to music and also do travel photos on the go. I mean, travel photos are something that you go and get your selfie stick and you make 5,000 photos of the city that you came to visit. You then upload it online into a Mega Drive storage online or some type of storage online that you choose. You have also Dropbox and you have Google account also. You have to realize you also have, for example, a terabyte drive. I realize no matter what, I never do that. I just go and put it online in my Mega storage. I rather do it in an online storage than anything else. I realize that Mega Drive gives me the best deal. I realize I give them money for it. I realize no matter what, that everything in my life happens when I start traveling the world and doing better. I mean, I just started this video really quickly. I mean, it's a motivational video. I realize that no matter what, that you can do that also. I realize that once you start videos, that's motivational. I promise you that you never have to title it. I promise you just let it be and whoever shows up will get a treat. You understand? You have to understand that with information, you go and you just give and give and give without anything in return. You have to understand that once you give, you will be given because you already gave to yourself in the video because you taught something to someone in a different manner, which means that you improve your skills, you also improved your confidence, and also no matter what, on the go, you have to realize that you go and have a jacket that has a front pocket. You have to understand that if you're not a fan of that, I promise you, although that you can go and put your nice portable charger over here, I promise you I connected my portable charger to my phone. I realized that I have a portable charger on the go that is 15,000 mAh, which I realized that it's able to charge my phone 3 times. I realized that I have one of those, I have another 5,001. I mean, the other one can charge my phone once. You have to understand that I can 4 times charge my phone for 30 bucks. You have to understand that it's really quality work to be able to travel and never worry about battery. You understand? I realize also it's very much quality to have yourself an online storage where you can take 10,000 photos in your phone and have more storage in your phone and the technology where you can go and upload it online on the day. I mean, you do it quickly and then you're never worried about it. I mean, you're never worried about it. I mean, you never go and put it into an external hard drive, which is 100 bucks. You can get yourself a free Mega Drive or 4 months of uploading where you never have to worry about where is your hard drive now? I mean, water can fall on your external hard drive and somebody can steal it and throw it in the rubbish. I mean, somebody can throw it in the water. You have to understand that your mega drive, you have a passcode, you store it somewhere safely where nobody can access it. I promise you that you lock your phone, you put extra security measure, no matter what, you make sure that people who try to access your phone have to also access your other one. I mean, no matter what, even you have to understand that even when they get your password, I mean, they have to get your other phone too in order to connect everything together. You have to understand that there's a thing called authentic, there's a thing called with authentic application or something like that, which helps you to give you this authenticity to be able to unlock your phone through another device. I call it the two-step password code. I realize that it's another extra barrier where you can put extra security measure where I can go into this account and the numbers every 30 seconds are changing, and then you have to add the number before the 30 seconds is up to be able to unlock your Google account and your phone. I realize I have to find the name of it for my own deal breaker in Jesus' name. I have to realize I never do anything for myself anymore. I'm a person that really inspires to grow and learn. I realized that I did sit down this time. I realized no matter what that I was walking for about 4 hours. I realized that I took about 2,500 photos. I realized no matter what that I also do much more than that. I realized it's all about go and see Brisbane. I mean, I came and seen Brisbane and areas that I've never seen before. I mean, I came here before for 15 days. I realized that no matter what, I had to go elsewhere. I had to go Sunshine Coast or something like that. You have to realize from Brisbane, you can always learn something. You can always learn something on the go. You can always do something incredible. You can always make sure you're growing. You can always do something much more than other people. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in what you're doing better than other people. You have to realize that I was able to really lose weight. I was able to travel for 1 year Australia, which is so amazing at the age of 28. You have to understand that no matter what, I started to travel at 27, and from 27 to 28, I've been traveling. And it's just amazing to be able to do that. I mean, I've learned so much skills on the go, and while I travel, I pick up skills, and I pick up that women and people look at me. I mean, they're just looking at me. I realize they're never approaching me. I realize they're never interested. I promise you that when people when they look at you, I promise you that they may be interested to look at you only. I promise you no further than that. I promise you when they approach you, I promise you that is when they're interested in you. You have to understand that I apologize, although you have to understand that you are important and that you do deserve more than what you have today, only when you're growing. You have to understand that those people who waste time are really never going to get anywhere. You have to understand that. You have to understand that you just mind your own business. You have to understand that also today in Brisbane, as I was walking around, I realized there was one guy who looked like a criminal thug. I mean, the guy had black skin. I realized that I never am racist. I realized this guy looked like 50 Cent. You have to understand that no matter what, that even white people are criminals. You have to understand that in this specific type, I've seen a black person. I realized that guy's looking at me too much. I realized the guy's causing trauma. I realized the guy's ready to fight. I mean, the guy's standing up to me. I don't know what you're doing, mate. I don't know. I see the guy's already a thug. I see the way he dresses. I mean, I never need you to dress like a thug. You understand? I never need you to be one of those criminal acts and wannabes. You understand? I never need you to go that way. I need you to go the better way. I need you to realize that you go and dress like a badass and you never try to man up someone. You understand? You never try to be aggressive with anybody. I realize I've seen a copper. I realize also I've seen a copper. I realize the person's minding my business too much. I realize they're giving me the suspicious look all the time. I realize that all the police are doing this. I realize every time I see a police, they're always looking at me suspiciously. You understand? I realize that is because they're working for criminals. You have to understand the police is dominated by criminal intent. I realize they work for criminals to make something of the world. I mean, they're idiots. You have to understand that the justice system will never help you. I promise you they'll only put you in jail. You have to understand that. I promise you they'll never help you. I promise you as soon as you cause violence or you are hit and whatever happens and you hit back, I promise you you're going to jail no matter what. I mean, they don't care. I promise you when you die, you've escaped. You understand? I promise you there are people who are going to just slap you I mean, I had a woman in Cairns where I was driving my bike and just out of nowhere, she just slapped me. I mean, I did nothing to deserve it. I turned around and I hit her. I realized I was never supposed to do that. I reacted. I realized no matter what, I invested 12 hours of my life in jail because I reacted. You have to understand that no matter what, I'm not a woman basher. I realized in this case I was. You have to realize I'm not a woman basher. I never hit a woman before that in my life. You have to understand that no matter what, that forever the justice system will call me a woman basher. You have to understand that. I mean, they took photos of me. I mean, they took fingerprints of me. I mean, they called me a criminal. I mean, in the criminal law of their household, because they're criminals, you have to understand that no matter what, they're working for criminals. I mean, they're taught to be criminals. I mean, they're lied to, really. I mean, they're really lied to. I realize no matter what, they're working for criminals, though. You have to understand they believe they're doing something positive in the world. You have to understand that no matter what, that Jesus never needs a justice system in the world. I promise you that Jesus only needs good. I promise you that justice system is never even for the good and never even for the bad. I never need that in my world. I promise you no matter what, that Jesus would say the same. I promise you no matter what, that Jesus really speaks. I speak for Jesus. I never speak that I'm bigger than Jesus. I promise you it's more that Jesus is bigger than me. You have to understand that Jesus has a system in the Bible where it says you must not kill. I promise you, although the world still does. You then see the justice system. You also see criminals getting richer because of the justice system. You have to understand, no matter what, that you just have to be more and more surprised in daily life by growing yourself. You have to realize that while they were giving me these suspicious looks and looking at my business, I mean, when you have somebody looking at your business too much, I mean, they're going to kill you. I mean, they're jealous of you. I mean, they hate you. I realize that when people are paying attention to you too much, I realize that they're going to kill you. I realize that you can see Jesus' lifestyle. You can see that Jesus walked in those times. I promise you that he was the only one talked about. I promise you that's why he was killed. I promise you that too many people were minding his business. You understand? I need you to understand that it's really about letting go. You need to let go. You need to let God. You have to understand that no matter what happens, you have to be motivated about daily life. You have to realize that it's more about let's never intrude on other people. I need you to mind your mind. I need you to mind your own business, and you have to realize that your mind is never your mind. You have to realize that it's really about being more at peace with who you are. I realize that traveling will never make me peaceful. I also realized while I was traveling today, I realized that even while you walk in the city, I mean, you're still traveling. You have to understand that when you're going around and seeing the new city and how it looks and what you're doing, you have to realize that you will find attraction. I mean, you'll find attraction in the scenery that you look. I mean, you can see beautiful buildings. You can see life. You can see life. I mean, right now it's almost 6 p.m. I realize that I'm always inside of my accommodation before 6 p.m. I mean, today I had to go do some travel photos. I realize although that during the night you can always see something beautiful, such as a nice beautiful background where you have beautiful lights going on. You have to understand though that in most countries after 6 p.m. it gets dangerous. You have to understand that in Brisbane it's less dangerous than Perth. I realize that Perth is more dangerous at night than Brisbane. I realize although that I still have fun, I still mind my business, I still go my way. You have to realize that those people who find something attractive in life are gonna really be able to show for it. I mean, they're gonna show what's going on. I mean, they're gonna show a better lifestyle. I mean, they're gonna show something that they've done. You have to understand it's all about what have you done in life. I mean, those people who do something are really going to be much better than those people who never do anything. You have to realize it's about really, let's motivate people. Let's really dwell in a better lifestyle. You have to understand that when you're a person really doing something empathetic, you're going to realize that there's always something to do that's really going to help you move forward. You have to understand it's books. You have to understand it's music. I mean, even listening to music is going to smoothen out your daily life. I mean, it's going to make you happier. You have to understand that you go and get pumped up with music. I mean, instrumental music is the best. I mean, there's no lyrics. You have to understand that some lyrics in terms of rap music can be negative. I never need you to listen to rap music. because most of it is negative. I mean, they're always criminals. You understand? I mean, they're always outlaws. I mean, they're always breaking the law. You have to understand, no matter what, that never are all of the rappers breaking the law. I mean, 99% of them are doing something in relation. I mean, 99% of the rappers out there are doing something in relation to drugs and weed. You understand? I never need you to do that. I never need you to be that person. I need you to do something better. I need you to realize that you never have attraction for females. I never need you to have attraction for men either. I need you to realize that for you ladies out there, I realize that for you ladies it's different. I realize that you ladies have to chase. I realize for us guys, I realize I never need you to be attracted to any woman. I never need you to approach her. I never need you to talk to her. I realize that no matter what, when you talk to a woman, you need to just talk to them sincerely without having sex with them. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that it's never about having sex with women. You have to understand that it's more that the woman chases you, and when she chases you, I mean, when you invite her into your room, it's because she came to you and you guys are all sweet. You understand? You never go to her to ask her for that. You need to be able to be patient in a way that you're growing and minding your business and doing your daily life, so you can realize that life is more when the woman's chasing you. I mean, most women never chase me. I promise you. I'll go to nightclubs. I promise you, I went to nightclubs, and my whole life, I never had a woman chase me in there. I promise you, I was the one chasing. I was the one hooking up. I was the one even getting laid on some occasions. I promise you, it was never because the woman chased me. I promise you, although I've had women chase me, I promise you I never picked up on it. I promise you I never got married because I never realized that they were chasing me. I realized no matter what, that I'm far greater today because of the decisions I've made. I realized that recently I had a woman chase me, and because of that, I also have to watch out because there are many people who are driving the bikes around here. I realize no matter what, that I can get hit. I realize no matter what happens, you need to really watch out for yourself. I mean, when you're looking at bikes and when you see bikes around, you just need to turn around and have a look. You have to you just have to have a look. You understand? You need to realize that woman will never chase you. You have to realize that you must be a person who's really just doing your life. I mean, even for you ladies out there, I mean, I never do it for you. I do it for Jesus. You have to understand, it's really about Jesus today. I realize that when you're chasing a man, you have to realize that you have to be more interesting in life. I mean, you have to be more interesting. I mean, go and chase the ones that are really interesting in life. You have to realize that. I realize that no matter what, I see women chasing many guys who are really never doing anything special. I mean, they're too materialistic. I mean, they're 99% of the society, and I need you to be the 1% who's really growing. I need you to be the 1% who's really leading in life and who's really doing something positive to really be empathetic towards yourself. You need to really realize that no matter what, that you just watch out for yourself anyway, so that you can really let go and let God. I realize that although I have a nice beautiful time over here, I realize that life is about fortitude in a better way. You have to realize that when you have fortitude, you have to have determination, you have to have confidence, you have to have willpower to succeed, and you have to be able to really grasp a better life for yourself. I mean, you look at the outside world, you also see what they're doing. You have to realize it's never really important what they're doing. You have to realize what's most important is what you're doing right now and how are you moving forward. I realize that you never go help other people unless you help yourself with it. You have to realize that you never approach other people unless you're lifting them up. You understand? You have to realize it's more about let's lift people now, and you have to realize that we never waste time either. You never waste time. You only be productive. You only read in a way that is going to lift you. You also never ever pay attention to other people. You only invest time. You understand? You invest time so that you can become something that is worthwhile. You need to always look for a better way of life. You have to realize that it's always something that's going to inspire you. You have to realize it's always something that's going to help you to become a better person. You need to realize that it's something that's going to give you a better mentality. You need to let go. You need to realize that you need to release the tension. You understand? You need some Tai Chi in your life. You need some karate. You understand? You need to be self-defensive in a way that you can grow. You understand? I mean, you never go and smash anybody. You have to realize that it's about really a nice beneficial way. You have to realize it's a nice beneficial way for you to really grow and prosper. You never get scared either. You go and do something that's worthwhile. You go and do something that's really going to show you that there's always something positive to do in life. You understand? I mean, you can see the bridge over here in Brisbane. I mean, it lights up during the night. I mean, it's a green bridge. You have to realize that no matter what, just be a positive person, guys. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, go and read positive material. I mean, stay away from the news. I mean, go and find someone who is really successful and be more attractive in daily life. I mean, it goes for men and women. You have to realize that no matter what, I do it for Jesus. I never do it for women or men. I realize no matter what, that I only give the information I do so that I can really help myself move forward. You have to realize that when people are really tense around you, I mean, they're really afraid of you because you're leading, because you're doing something that is much better than them. I realize that when people are intimidated by you, I mean, they're jealous of you. I mean, they're doing nothing special to really help you. I mean, you have to realize, even when you're walking around town and you're looking at something that you can do, you can realize that you can find something. You can always find a nice surrounding where you've never been. You have to realize it's about that. You never be scared because there's nothing to be afraid about. You have to realize that the world is going to try and make you scared. I mean, they're going to try and intimidate you. I mean, you need to go and do something far greater than them. I mean, I have something much better in life, which is you need to realize that it's much more that you go and find the wisdom that you need to really succeed. You need to realize that all of life is really find something that's really going to help you move forward. You have to realize it's all about success. I mean, it's about a new way of life. I mean, it's about really how are you going to really prosper. I mean, Jesus is a prosperous person. I mean, Jesus is somebody who can really do something to emulate in terms of a better way. So go and find about how to do that. You have to understand that it's really, you have to study it. You have to study more ideas. You have to study how to grow every single day. I mean, I can teach you how to grow. You have to realize that I'm teaching myself how to grow every single day. I'm teaching myself how to do everything every single day. You have to understand that those people who are functioning better are the ones that are doing more. You have to understand that it's really about doing. You understand? You have to understand that it's really about how are you going to succeed so good that something is really going to help you to elevate. You have to elevate. You understand? You have to show yourself. You have to show yourself in daily life. You have to really speak up. You have to speak up for yourself so that you can really do something that's worthwhile. You understand? You have to be a person who's really going to help you to really succeed. You need to succeed, you need to keep moving. I realize that without moving, I can never do anything. I realize no matter what, I must move. I must move to do more. I realize I can never be in one spot and grow. You understand? I mean, no matter what, I can do anything. I can also grow, and it's all about really never be offended and never be a person who has nothing going for them. You have to understand, it's more about you're able to grow, you're able to do anything that you need. You have to realize it's just that you think about it much better. You have to understand that thinking also is never the way to go about it. You have to understand that it's really let go of thinking. I mean, detach from thinking. You understand? I realize that also, no matter what, even though I move, I'm still in one spot. I'm still in one spot, which is planet Earth. You have to understand that I keep moving though. I have to keep moving in planet Earth to be able to grow. I can also be still and grow. I can do anything and grow. You just have to do something that's going to teach someone. You have to grab your phone and you have to start inspiring. You have to understand it. You have to understand that nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to understand that it's the way to go. You have to understand that it's the way to be. You have to understand that those people who look better are really going to find a better way to do everything. You need to realize that those people who do nothing are really never going to be anybody in life. I mean, they're never going to do anything. I mean, they're never going to really prosper. I mean, they're never going to succeed. I mean, they're never going to love more.
Loving, eh? They don't know the
What's
truth,
that?
do they?
I mean,
Well,
I just
the
met this
truth-
guy over here.
It's us.
I mean, we're the truth. I'm a big believer of Jesus Christ.
I am too.
I love Jesus Christ.
He's
I
my
love,
treasure.
I mean, Jesus is everything.
But it's the Son is the most important.
I mean, I love Jesus more than the Son.
Yeah.
I love Jesus more than the Son. Bro.
You heard him say it.
I
He
love
loves Jesus and I love Jesus.
it. I love it. You're my brother in disguise.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can see that no matter what happens, guys, that you attract people when you're just a better person. I mean, when people are really attractive to even approach you, you have to realize that you've inspired them. I mean, you can see that person has just come to really grant me a wish. I mean, they came and said that you must really realize to come and see me now. I realize no matter what, that I can sense, I can see what is happening. I realize no matter what, that I just got my boost in a nice, beautiful reputation over here. You have to realize that when people come and expose themselves and say, this guy's the man, you have to realize that is just what happened. I just realize that now. I'm really quick to learn. I realize no matter what, that I just got a boost in my social power, because no matter what, you can see my status. You can see that somebody just came to see me. I mean, I never attracted them other than doing better for myself, for Jesus Christ. I mean, I do better. I attracted them because I have so much interest in my life. I mean, there's something going on in my life. And for some reason, because I'm so interesting, that person has been inspired to come and meet me and be with me on video. You understand? I never called them. Did you see me call them? I never called them. I mean, that's what's gonna happen when a woman's chasing you. I mean, she's gonna just pop up in your video and is gonna say, give me your details. Do you understand? I mean, she's gonna say, let me write to you on Instagram. I mean, let me date you. I mean, let me marry you. You understand? Because you're so interesting. I mean, you've got so much going for you. You have to understand that is what you want to do. You have to understand that is where you need to be. You need to be in that position of power where you can find yourself doing much better. You can always do much better. You let go and you never be irritated that there are noise being made in the outside world, because it never really matters what goes on in the outside world as long as that noise is never going inside. You understand? I mean, you never absorb it. I need you to understand what you're doing in life is much more important. You have to understand that those people who let go and just talk are the ones that can really be beneficial in life. I mean, they're the ones that can really show you that life is worth it when you're growing. You have to understand that I can grab inspiration never from the outside world. I grab it from inside. I mean, I solve it. I mean, these words are never coming from other people. I realize that it's coming from myself. I realize that it's something that's coming from Jesus Christ. You have to realize that all growth and all wisdom that I speak and all wisdom of life that anybody is talking about is because that Jesus was here. I promise you everything else is bullshit. I promise you there's no other books that were written in Jesus' time other than the Bible. I promise you people never even knew how to write back then. You have to understand that Jesus was the one who was writing. You have to understand that the first literature of English is Bible studies. You have to understand that the first wording and everything in life came from the Bible. You have to understand that it's always what happens when you are doing better. You have to understand when you're doing better, you're always going to find something to do. You're going to find this in Brisbane, you're going to find that it changes colours. You're going to find that no matter what, you're always more positive than yesterday. You're always doing something more important. You're always more important than yesterday. You're always finding a better way. You're always more inspired daily. You have to understand that I don't care about these people who watch me. I don't care what happens. I realize no matter what, that I described to that guy that I realize that the sun is nowhere near Jesus. I don't care about the sun. I care about Jesus. I realized the guy said that he loves the sun more than Jesus. I realized I said to him that Jesus is more important. I realized I said to him, I love Jesus more. I realized that is where I came here. I came here 9 months ago. I took a photo. I had a photo here. I realized I also was doing these nice, beautiful backgrounds. You have to realize that it's just, you need to be moving. You need to be moving. You can never stand still. You can never be still in life. I mean, when I am here traveling and doing this on the go, I realize that yes, it's night time. I although see it's the best time for me to do a video now. I realize it's the best time for me to do anything right now. I realize although that I never chase anything of pleasure. I mean, this is not pleasure for me. Yes, you have to understand that this is really growth for me. I mean, when I grow, I'm serious about it. I mean, I never grow to fucking joke around. I grow so I can become the best in my field. I mean, I'm the best in what I do, and I'm never old either. I'm always number one in my heart. I'm always the one person who can help my life. You have to understand that nobody else can help my life. I promise you that nobody else can walk for me. I promise you that nobody else can do anything for me. I promise you it's all about really emphasize and keep emphasizing. I mean, the word emphasize means to really repeat what you're doing in a different way. You have to emphasize anything in life. You have to realize that you learn all the words out there. You go and learn what negativity is. You go and study it. You go and learn drama. You go and learn it. I mean, those people who are doing drama still are the ones who are never learning about it. I mean, they're ignorant to what drama is. I mean, they believe it's something good. You understand? I mean, what goes on in their minds, you have to understand, is the reason they cause drama. You have to understand that those people who are taught to go and steal believe it's what they must do. Whereas that is never the way. You have to understand the way is growth. I mean, the way is going to study what negativity and drama and negativity in terms of violence is. I mean, when it happens in your life, you'll find out. You find out what happens. You find out that a better life for yourself is something that you make. You make a better life. You do a better life. You'll find that those people who are traveling alone are always going to travel the furthest, because you can see Jesus. You can see Jesus traveled alone. I mean, Jesus went 40 days and 40 nights into the desert to travel. You understand? You have to understand that Jesus brought none of his disciples there because his disciples will never be able to resist, in terms of will never be able to overcome that. You have to understand that you need to be a person who's really learning the key fundamentals of life. You need to really grasp what's going on and really dwell in a life of spectacular grace. You understand? You have to be a graceful person. You have to be a graceful person. You have to be more like Jesus, because Jesus never hurt you. I promise you that everything you've heard about Jesus is positive. You have to understand that you need to be positive. I mean, never let other people determine your life. I mean, never let other people show you that you are nothing. I mean, many women have said that about me. I'm always something. I'm always doing something. I mean, they believe they're so smart. I mean, this woman here, I mean, she just walks away. I mean, she never even chases me. You have to understand. Well, I get it. She may have someone. I mean, she may have someone. I never care. I see many women doing that. I mean, I'm doing something positive. I'm very good looking. I'm very sexy. I'm very attractive. I mean, she believes otherwise. You understand? You have to understand that many women will just walk past you. I mean, they don't fucking care about you. I mean, I see many women on Instagram and they're called attractive by many guys. I promise you that they're never attractive because they're never with me. I promise you they're never interested in me. You have to understand that you may even go throughout life and also have the same going for you, because you will have that going. I promise you that 4, 5, 6 women may be very attractive and walk past you. I mean, they're going to do drugs with some guys. You understand? I mean, they find that attractive. You have to realize that you have to wake up to yourself. You have to wake up and just grow. You never waste time. You understand? You never waste time. You get better in your communication skills. You walk through people and you talk. You understand? You talk. I mean, I have people walking over here. I realize no matter what, I never care. I let go. I realize that when you're speaking with a crowd also, you let go. I mean, you just fall into it. You understand? You fall into love. You fall into a growth. You grow into everything. You understand? You have to understand that a better life is something that never irritates you. I mean, you're never irritated. I mean, you're always doing something in accordance to Jesus. I mean, you're doing something positive. I realize that you're always doing something to better your life and make a life for yourself that's much better than yesterday. I realize that I may have cars over here. I may have cars going all over the place. although will give you information that you need to succeed. I never care about that. I realize no matter what, I'm always a person giving. I'm always a person receiving a much greater deal because I give more. I always have more to give. I always am more blessed. I'm more blessed to be in my life because I have life. I'm living in eternity. You understand? I'm a person who has something to give. I have something to give, so I do it on camera, and I never be offended because of cars. You understand? I understand no matter what, you never be offended about a woman just walking past you either. You have to understand, I'm never offended by her. I was offended before, but no matter what, although I'm very interesting and I'm better than most people, I realize no matter what, I'm always better than everybody. I'm always better than everybody. I, although, have no woman today, and I need no woman. You have to understand. I just see that many people put emphasis in a negative way. You have to understand that emphasis is a good word. You have to put more emphasis in a positive way. You have to understand that many women are nothing when they never go for you. You have to understand that. You have to understand that you let go and let God. You let go and let God in a way that no matter what happens, you're a person that's growing, you're a person doing something, you're in a quiet area, you're doing something related to your video, you're learning on the go. I realize I have cars everywhere going around here. You have to realize no matter what, that I'm still giving you the knowledge that you need. You need to succeed, you need to do something today. My life gets interesting every time I do a video. I'm doing something positive, I'm walking. You have to understand that this counts to my 3 hours a day. I realize no matter what, that I'll always be doing it. I'll always be doing something in relation to becoming a better person in life. I'm never scared, I've got nothing to be scared about. You have to realize that when you're a person who's letting go, you're always going to be a person who's really, really never afraid of life. You're never afraid of what's going to happen. You're never afraid of people because you've got nothing to be afraid about. I promise you that Jesus was never afraid. I promise you that Jesus was never afraid of anybody because Jesus was always letting go. You have to understand that Jesus was always letting go of people. You have to understand that when people are letting go, you have forgive already. Jesus was getting attacked and clawed and scratched and shouted at and hated. I promise you that Jesus was never letting you offend him. You need to understand that is the whole point of life. You go and create free videos, you go and post it for free, you go and do something that's really going to help you to move forward, you understand? You need to really never be ashamed. I promise you that many people are going to objectify you, which is another form of where somebody's going to masturbate you in terms of somebody's going to masturbate to you and how you look. You have to realize that's objectifying. When they do that to a photo that you took, realize that they're causing a nonsense that's going to cause that you are some object in life. When you do that in pornography and masturbation in terms of you're masturbating to objects, you have to understand that humans are never objects. I'm never an object. And you will realize that many people, when they do that, you have to realize that they never care about you. You have to realize they treat you like a phone. They treat you like a car. They have no feelings about you. They're never going to help you. I need you to be more caring. I need you to be more caring about yourself to realize that you never treat people as objects. You never treat people who talk back to you like, you never treat people who talk back to you like a selfie stick that never talks back to you. You understand? You go and see that they have hearts that are beating. You go and care. You care for him because you would understand that Jesus does care. You understand? You have to understand you have to care for people. You have to care for people, although you care for yourself more. You care for yourself more. You do something in relation to being a better person. You find a better way. You do something that's really going to make you better. Otherwise, that's the whole point. You have to understand that the whole point of life is to live better. You understand? I say that no matter what happens, in order for you to live better, you have to find yourself communicating more and more and more and more and more and more better each time. You have to write better. You can never just write at the one speed. You have to write faster. You have to write better. You have to write more skillfully. You You have to use more abbreviations. You have to find out more words. You have to look for those big words in life. You have to realize that even though I'm a person who's really growing, I'm always happier because I'm teaching along the way. I'm doing something that's really incredible. It doesn't matter what, it's very beautiful here in Brisbane. I realize you can see that it works out. I mean, it works out that even though there may be sounds and frustrations and people around me and sounds that are disrupting the video and probably even windy attitude in terms of sounds that are smashing my speaker or whatever, you have to understand no matter what that my face is in there. You have to understand that my face is here. I mean, people are going to watch this. I mean, people are going to see it. You have to understand that I've been walking around for how long now? I realize no matter what, it's been 40 minutes. I realize that I've been just doing something that's going to really help myself. I mean, I'm walking even when I'm speaking. You have to understand that walking never relates to just walking it. I mean, walking can mean doing something. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing something for ever now. I mean, it feels like forever. I mean, I'm just a person really growing now. I'm really more inspired by daily life because I have something to do. I have something to be. I have something to live up to. I live up to Jesus. I emulate Jesus in my daily life. I do something that's really more inspirational for myself. I find that many people will look at me. I don't care. I don't even know them. I never even met them in my life. I don't know who they are. I promise you they'll never help me. I promise you that I never even expect them to. I promise you no matter what that those people watching this video will be helped because it's about growth. You have to understand it's about growth. You have to understand it's about leading a better life. And as you're seeing, that person who was interested in me came up to me and I never came up to them. I promise you that you need more people like that coming up to you. I mean, you have to understand that you go and outsmart those individuals and you realize that you keep to your topic and then you never go and be converted to the Son to be more important than Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ is the most important person in life. You have to understand that Jesus Christ is everything in life. I mean, Jesus Christ is more than the Son and everything. You need to be a person who's really, really looking for yourself, who's going to really, really never... I realize no matter what, that when something else is really talking over you, you have to realize to pause the video because sometimes something can really happen. I realized also something, guys, that I just paused my video so that I can show you that there was some news going on. I heard negativity. I promise you that whatever you heard, I need you to drop it. I promise you that you also never need to listen to that anymore. I realized that I apologize for that because I never really realized that there was some news going on until I heard something of relevance that was really negative. And I'm not negative. I'm a person that respects positivity, and I realized that it's really about tuning out noise that is negative so that you never disrupt other people who are listening to you. You have to understand that it's more about positive information. I had to also really, really never disturb my video so that I can remove the negativity from it. I paused my video, and you need to be able to see that because I just seen that for the first time in my life. I heard negativity going into my videos. I had to stop it because people believe that when you watch the news that there's something going on. I promise you that all that's going on is really tension. I mean, they're making you more tense about life. I mean, they're scaring you. You have to understand that you never ever go and watch the news because it's full of negativity and drama, and that's what's going to make you more scared, and it's going to make you cringe. I mean, you're going to be a person. I mean, you need to cringe at the news to become better. You have to understand that cringing is really, you never be afraid. You have to understand that cringing is something, let's say, disgusting. I mean, I need you to be disgusted at negativity. You understand? I need you to be cringing, I need you to be cringing at daily life that is negative. I mean, you have to understand that when you do that, you always have to realize that you never do that. You just be a grower. You need to realize that you never cringe, you just grow. I although did cringe at the part where there was negativity, I had to realize that I just grew from that. You have to realize that in that sentence, you can cringe when you're trying to do better. I mean, you never try, you just do better. I realized that it's never about trying anymore. I realized it's about doing. I realized that when you're a better person, you're always doing something that's really going to help you to move forward. You have to realize it's all about being a positive person. I mean, you never be a person who's at the bar, you understand? You're never at the bar doing something that's never going to help you. I mean, people who are doing anything after 6 p.m. in the night, I promise you they're doing nothing. I promise you there's nothing going on. You can see people walking everywhere over here. I mean, they've got nothing to do. You understand? I've been walking with a video camera all the way through the Brisbane CBD market area where the Commonwealth Bank is and the Woolworths over here. You have to understand, no matter what, that you be a person who realizes that after 6 p.m. at night, that many people are just disturbed and doing nothing in accordance to growth. You have to understand that those people who go to leadership programs at night time or somewhere where it's very private and only a group of a board members or something like that, which is Toastmasters or something I realize in something that's in relevance or anything to grow you, I realize that's what's important. You have to realize those people who are growing are always going to find a better way. Realize that you just make sure that you never ever give your customers and people who really read from you any negativity, because when you leave negativity in your videos, I promise you that you're disturbing individuals, and you never need to do that. You never disturb anybody. You realize that you grow from anything that disturbs you. You realize that when someone makes you irritated and angry, I promise you it's because that you're negative. I promise you that you never be negative. You need to realize that you let go of negativity and resentment and tension in your life. I mean, if your face is really tense, I realize it's because you've been doing too much drugs. I realize it's because you've been doing something that's negative. I have to realize that anything that's negative is the news and also the radio and also druggers and people who never ever teach you anything. I promise you that those people who are never teaching you are never really going to help you move forward. I mean, those people who really teach you something are giving you ideas where you can go and move forward. I mean, go around those people who are doing something in life to give you full of knowledge in life. I'm here at the Queen's Plaza in Brisbane. You have to realize that no matter what, I have a Nomads accommodation over here, which is $23 a night with a $4 booking fee online. I realize no matter what that you never do anything about fees. I realize that you just invest in them. You have to realize that when a fee is something that is taxed, you need to give tax. You give tax and you never complain. You have to realize that it's never about tax anymore. You have to realize that when in Jesus' times, I realized the tax collectors were still grabbing all the money in terms of possessions and the gold and whatever. I realized that back then they were trading gold. I realized no matter what, that gold is a possessions. You have to realize that gold is possessions. I realized that Robert Kiyosaki calls gold God's money. I realized that you have to understand that God's money has nothing to do with gold and silver. You have to understand that the guy is really too much into gold and possessions of the world. You have to realize that you never ever go and accumulate gold in your life. You need to accumulate gold in your life that is wisdom only. I mean, go and throw all your money into self-education products and into music. I mean, if you're a music producer, go and get someone to play a guitar melody for you and also a drum solo for you and also a saxophone solo. I mean, go and put it together and make yourself a track. I mean, go and find a vocalist and say, sing over this. I mean, give 2,000 worldly possessions, or go and do $2,000 of Australian dollars, which is plastic money, and go and put it into your music and go and create music with it. I mean, that music is something incredible. I mean, that is really going to help someone to succeed more. You have to realize no matter what, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this motivational video. I hope to do more. I will do more. I am doing more motivational videos. No matter what, I realize no matter what, guys, that you never hope for anything. I need you to just grow up. I need you to do more. I also will say that I'll see you guys in the next video. I need you guys to share my videos around. I need you to really go and spread me out in terms of a positive way and realize that it's never about me. I have to realize it's about Jesus. You have to realize that Jesus would agree that you go and share. You have to realize that you go and do it for Jesus, because no matter what, you need a better life anyway. You have to realize no matter what, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.